What is good, YouTube? And today I'm going to show you guys a Rengokutsu Inferno team that I cooked up that uses Ninfoniel but actually doesn't require Lily. So I think a lot of people thought that Ninfoniel could only be used with Lily, and you're going to see like pretty much every single team on the leaderboards is going to have Lily with Ninfoniel because it's pretty hard to make her work without it because you have to kill the boss really quickly. You can also use something like Doki Doki, which I've seen people do, but the runs are going to be not as consistent as Lily because Lily just does way more damage for your damage dealer. But I'm going to show you guys a team that's pretty consistently fast. It's going to be like 120 if you're using Lilium, or even upwards of like 150 if you're using Diting. Now, this Ninfoniel team is actually going to feature the main character, Rin. So Rin is actually the star of the show here because she is the character that actually makes Ninfoniel work very well because she can CC the ads with her taunt at the beginning of the battle, so your Rhyme Bloom shield lasts forever, and you also put this attack down to make your team a lot bulkier, while also giving your team defense up and a huge AoE shield, and also having an S1 similar to Vice where you are taunting. So this team will feature Rin. It will also use Ninfoniel. We're also going to use Kloss because she works very well with Rin because they don't stack any debuffs, and both of their debuffs are extremely good in Rengo. You have defense down, speed down, and hack in, and you also have attack down and the taunt. And then for the damage dealer, you can use one of the three of Lilium, Yelly, or Diting. I'll show you guys the runs for all three of them actually because they all work. It just really comes down to what you have. I think Lilium is going to be the best. Second best will be Yelly here, and then the worst one is going to be Diting, but he still works fine. The runs will just be a little bit slower, right? Mostly because he will get hit by attack down when Yelly can kind of cleanse it off with her S3, and Lilium, you know, is just Lilium. She just does way too much damage. So yeah, pretty much it. I'll show you guys the builds before we get into the runs here. Basically, the way you want to build your Rin is you want her to be super fast as possible. Her speed is actually pretty high, her base speed, so it's pretty easy to make her fast. You just want her super fast, and you want her to go before your Ninfoniel. And the reason why is because on her first turn, she'll S3, then Ninfoniel will S3 on her turn, and then on the second turn cycle, if your Ninfoniel is on Codex, what ends up happening is Rin will S2 and put this huge shield up, and then after Rin shield goes up, you'll see that Ninfoniel will S3 once again, and this will make it so that your Rhyme Bloom doesn't really ever come off because you have the Rin shield to protect the Rhyme Bloom shield. So that's why you want her faster than Ninfoniel, and you want to max her if you can. It makes the runs way more consistent because you're just getting a lot of skill cooldown, and her S3 and S2 are very important to cycle. So you definitely want to try to max her. She's also pretty good in PvP against cleavers. I actually use her in PvP, so you're not really losing out on your lattice at all. But the way you want to build her is basically as fast as you can. Mine's at 305. You can probably drop it to like 290 and it's still fine, but the faster the better. And you just want her to be on full effect accuracy. You really need her to land her S3 debuffs whenever she uses it. You don't have to land every single one on every target, but just landing most of them is very important, so you want her on effect accuracy. Now, because of this, you'll find that she can actually die, so this is the reason why you want to pretty much just max her. You'll be getting a lot of defensive stats as well. You'll even get some effect accuracy to help out, but the reason why she can die is because, unlike Vice, even though she is taunting the boss, she's also taunting the minions. So she actually gets focus fire down pretty frequently, even though one of the minions does an AoE attack anyways. You have to keep in mind that she's taunting everything, right? And she doesn't have a heal for herself. So because of this, you have to be careful. You want to just give her, you know, as much speed and effect accuracy as you can, but you also want to make sure that she has some tanky substats to live. This is my Rin at like, what, 23k health and 2k defense, and she's fine. A good way to actually help her live is just make her faster. That way you can cycle into your skills more easily, and it'll make it so that you just die less. So the character that needs to go second on the team, it can be Ninfoniel or Kloss. You just want to make sure these go both before the minions. It's easier to get Kloss faster, so getting Kloss faster is fine. You can even have Kloss go first, it doesn't really matter. And having her go as fast as you can is really good because you get that speed down on the minions earlier and the boss. So your Ninfoniel can actually just catch up on the turn meter if she starts out slower than the minions. So both characters, you know, just want super fast. Kloss, you just want it on a full effect accuracy speed build. Doesn't really matter after that. I highly recommend running her on Dark Moon. This is pretty much required because this will hit the boss, and this will make it so that if you're using Diting, he will actually target the boss. And even if you're not using Diting, it's still very good because it makes your defense down 3 turns. Codex works as well, but with Diting, you pretty much have to run her on Dark Moon. Jackal Guard is probably fine as well. But yeah, just a full speed and effect accuracy build. Now for Ninfoniel, pretty much the same thing without the effect accuracy, you just go full speed. You want to make sure she has level 3 in her S3, it's pretty important for this, and just her in general. And you basically just want to put her on full HP pieces and just speed. That's pretty much it. And then you have her on Codex. I have her on defense percent for the first passive. You definitely want HP percent, it's just way better. It makes your shield thicker. And you're going to see that she does a great job at just buffing your damage dealer with that super attack buff. And this S2 is actually very useful in this fight. So you're going to see that if you have any lattice into this already, that you'll get a lot of value with this team because it is going to be the only source of healing for this team. And then now for your DPS, you pretty much just build them with as much damage as you can. I like Count. White Fang works as well. Count gives you that extra healing because this team has 0 healing really besides Ninfoniel S2. But Count does give you more damage, it does give you lifesteal. It's probably going to be the same build for Diting as you would run on, what's her name, Lilium as well. You can run them on the exact same build pretty much. And then for the Yelly build, you just want her on full damage on Revelation because it's her best shell. And then for her matrices, Momentum, Fury, Fury Edge works. You can run Harvest, Fury, Fury Edge as well, the 886 setup. It's also fine. Really up to you and what you have and what your Revelation shell has for the matrix. But you're going to see that all 3 DPS work. It's just like I said, Lilium is going to be the fastest. Yelly is like the second fastest, unless she gets like God tier RNG. And then Diting is going to be the slowest of the 3, but they're all going to be under 2 minutes, which is great, and also have about like a 90% win rate. So I'm going to show you guys a team with Diting first, then I'll show you Yelly, and then I'll show you Lilium, but these are all the stats, pretty much the same. After this run, I'll show you guys only the DPS stats because my supports are going to stay exactly the same. But you can see right away that we actually missed a taunt on the right minion, which is going to be fine because with Ninfoniel, we still get this immunity, so it can actually debuff us regardless. And you'll see the Rime Bloom shield stays on, we have immunity. Target goes into the side ad, it's still random even with Dark Moon sometimes, but honestly, it's fine, and it's probably better that in this showcase it targeted the right ad, because if it targets the boss, you do a lot of damage, but you know, it just is the easiest way to kill the boss. But in this run, you're going to see that, you know, Rin put up her shield first, and then Ninfoniel put up the Rime Bloom again, which I kind of talked over. And now Ninfoniel heals, and you're going to see this Rime Bloom is just permanently on my Diting because Rin's shield is eating the damage first. And I think there's like a ton left actually still. You can see we have another turn of Rime Bloom still, and Rin's shield comes again. The Rime Bloom will get eaten first here, but it's okay. We already pretty much killed the boss. We do miss the speed down, which is still fine. And Diting will go into the boss with attack down, but look at the damage that Rime Bloom gives him. It's just insane. And the reason why Rin is so good in this comp is because you're basically protecting the Ninfoniel Rime Bloom shield with the Rin shield, which makes it super good. And then my Diting will go and kill the boss. If he doesn't kill here, my Ninfoniel would lap and then S3 again, and then my Rin would then S2 after, so we wouldn't even die for like another 2 to 3 turn cycles. So yeah, that's the Diting team. I'll show you guys the Yelly team now. So here's the Yelly team, pretty much the same stats. Like I said, you know, she is supposed to be faster than Diting, but if you actually get really bad RNG, what ends up happening is it can be slower, which is kind of why I don't really like using Yelly in a lot of PvE like farm teams, because there's a lot of variables because she has to follow up a certain amount of times. But let's see how much damage she decides to do today. So we get 1, 2, okay, that's like average. Actually, like, I think that's the most common outcome, right? 2. Okay, so we reapply the shields, similar to last battle. Now Yelly goes again, hits only twice because it's my Yelly, so she never hits more than 3 times ever. Actually, twice ever. But you can see, similar to the last run, the Rhyme Bloom shield is just permanently on my Yelly. And this is going to happen with every single team that you run as long as you speed tune it properly. Yelly goes again, 3 times, okay. Progress. And then here, we taunt the boss. It's unlucky that we got silenced, but it's okay. I think my Rin shield's down, right? Yeah, there we go. Big shield. And now Yelly will, I think, kill the boss unless she like hard trolls me. No, she kills for sure. Yep, and that is the run with Yelly. You can see it is faster than the Diting one. Now I'll show you the Lilium team. So I'll show you guys the team with Lilium now. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just going to be more consistent with her because Lilium really never dies on this boss. And you're going to see that, you know, the damage she does with Ninfoniel and Rin on the same team when tuned like this is pretty crazy. You're going to kill this super fast. So now we S3 with the super attack buff, count, and into defense down. And we almost half health the boss, which is pretty crazy. Here we reapply Rhyme Bloom. And then Rin Shield goes, or actually Rin Shield already went, so yeah. So Rin Shield will get eaten first, and you can see the boss is pretty much almost dead. And then my Ninfoniel will S2 for fun. We reapply S3, and then we will shield again with Rin. Oh, just kidding, we're silenced, which is fine. But we'll S3, and then the boss should die to the S2 after. So here we go, speed down, hacking progress, all that good stuff. Rin shield, yep. And then S2 should kill here with count, yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's the run with Lilium. You can see it is the fastest, but you know, the Yelly one was also very, very slightly slower, but that's mostly because we didn't get terrible RNG. But you know, like I said, all 3 DPS works. They're all very fast. If you're looking for a good consistent team without Lily that's quite fast and not going to be like 3-4 minutes, this is the team that I definitely recommend. You can also use the Ling Lo Kloss Vice one, but this one actually has a higher win rate because you pretty much guarantee that you can't get one shot on the opener. I know people have been complaining that Lilium dies on that team at the start, but because you have Red Rin, she pretty much negates that, right? So yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.